a man who rose from the dusty streets of Medellín to become one of the richest and most feared men on earth. But behind the billions and the power lay a story of blood, betrayal, and obsession. This is how Pablo Escobar built an empire, and how it all came crashing down. This video is created for educational and documentary purposes only. It does not promote or glorify criminal activity, violence, or illegal behavior. In the small town of Rio Negro, a schoolteacher gives birth to a son, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria. He grows up in the hills of Medellín, surrounded by poverty but fueled by ambition. Even as a teenager, he tells friends, "One day, I'll be rich, maybe even president." What no one knew was that his path to power would be paved in cocaine and corpses. Before cocaine, there were stolen cars, smuggled cigarettes, fake lottery tickets. Escobar wasn't just another street thief. He was a strategist. He paid off police, outsmarted rivals, and built a network of loyalty and fear. By his mid-20s, everyone in the underworld knew his name. Then came the white powder that changed everything: cocaine. In the late 1970s, demand exploded in the United States. Where others saw risk, Escobar saw destiny. He organized production labs in the jungle, secret airstrips, and smuggling routes that reached Miami. Each plane carried hundreds of kilos, and returned with millions in cash. Soon, the Medellín Cartel was born. By the mid-1980s, Escobar was earning more than $400 million a week. He bought estates with private zoos, airplanes, and entire neighborhoods for the poor. To the forgotten citizens of Medellín, he became a Robin Hood. But his generosity came with rules, and disobedience meant death. He had one motto: plata o plomo, silver or lead. Take the bribe, or take a bullet. When Colombia signed an extradition deal with the US, Escobar saw it as a death sentence. He declared war on his own country. Judges were assassinated, journalists bombed, politicians targeted. In 1989, he ordered the explosion of Avianca Flight 203, 107 people dead. It was no longer business, it was terror. In 1991, to stop the bloodshed, the government made a shocking deal. Escobar would surrender, but only to a prison he designed himself. They called it La Catedral. It had a soccer field, a bar, a waterfall, and phones to run his empire. But when authorities tried to move him to a real prison, Pablo vanished, slipping into the mountains, starting a nationwide manhunt. The United States sent the DEA. Colombian forces formed a special unit, Search Block. They hunted Escobar for 16 months. His allies turned on him, his money dried up, his empire collapsed. And on December 2, 1993, a call traced to a small house in Medellín sealed his fate. As troops surrounded the building, Pablo tried to escape across the rooftops. One final burst of gunfire ended the reign of El Patron. When his body was carried through Medellín, thousands cried for him. To some, he was a murderer. To others, a savior. But in truth, he was both. A man who built a kingdom on cocaine and destroyed it with his reflection. Pablo Escobar's story isn't just about crime. It's about power, how it seduces, how it corrupts, and how it ends. Because no empire built on blood ever lasts forever. Hit that subscribe button if you love this story.